Small crowd. Must be late. Well, tonight was nothing but fun. We had a great time. It was hard getting started. You could tell that this was the first time we tackled anybody. It's why we used the preseason games, and then we needed the first quarter to kind of just whatever, shake the cobwebs or whatever. And the defense came back, and from the second quarter on, they played great all night long. And then those young kids did a beautiful job of playing the scheme and making the plays we needed to make. I thought, all in all, it was really a really strong win for us because we can build on all of the things that happened. And the cool thing was that the young guys playing in the fourth quarter and playing well enough to win the football game and shut them down, and defense and hold the football and all of that. I thought Drew did really well tonight, did a really nice job. I believe the ball got tipped on the pick. He had the right choice, he was reading the right guy and all that, and the ball just got tipped at the line of scrimmage. Other than that, he was in command and had a nice night. We didn't run the ball as well as we wanted to early, but it was the same thing. Blocking and tackling, it just took us a while to get going. And again, that's why we got to play these games. So there's so many names to talk about. You guys asked me the question, but I was really excited about Holton. Holton, Ehlers in the end of the game did what he needed to do and finished it up, found a way to make the plays, and I know everybody's there hooting Tebow, and all that kind of stuff, but it's Holton Ehlers, and he did a great job for us tonight to finish the game.
Do you have an update on Cade?
Yeah, the first thing that we heard is that there was no findings, but I think he got concussed, but there was no findings beyond that at this point. So we got a real good report, the early one. I'm hoping that's conclusive, but that's what we heard.
Did it happen on the kickoff, or do you know?
Yeah.
So he had movement and everything.
Will you guys make sure and tell Greg all the things we already talked about? We've been here about 20 minutes already.
So he had movement, I'm assuming, and was talking and everything.
Yeah, they just went to the max precautions, and the findings were already really positive.
To get a chance, you had, I think, 30 players not play tonight for you guys. Just the amount of guys you chose to sit out, what went into the thinking of that to kind of manage it the way you did with the injuries, and then the guys you just decided to sit out?
Yeah, the reason, I didn't say anything to you guys about it, I was waiting to see what happened and with the week and who did we need and all of that. There were some decisions on some guys that are in competitive situations that hadn't played for us, hadn't shown for us before. Evan Brown's been playing with the first group, but just needed to see him play and wanted to see him go against Olu as well. Phil, we needed Phil to play too. We wanted to give Drew a little security in there. We had some guys even, that he knew could guarantee that they make the blocks and the right calls and stuff like that, just to get him started well. Colby, was another guy we thought about not playing, but felt like we needed to. Our tight ends were banged up all the way going into the game. They made it, but so we had decisions like that, and we held most of the older guys, basically.
Pete, Kobe Bryant's pretty new to playing safety still. He had a big hit, obviously. Nice run stops. What did you think of him out there?
He's doing really well. He's looked really apt for the position. He fits well. He moves well. Reads the quarterback really well. Covers ground well back there, and he's got good decision making on play-making opportunities. So I think it's going to be a good spot for him. He's also going to be called on to play corner for us if we need him, and he's got nickel and dime he's playing. So like I told you during the week here, he's doing everything.
Is Cade spending the night in the hospital?
I don't know. I don't know that.
When you look at the run defense, like they average 3.2 a carry, I know that's a big focus for you guys. Even with different guys out there who might not be the frontline guys, can you take something out of that?
Yes, absolutely. Scheme worked well, and we like the way we played. The choices that we've settled in on for the way we basically play. The calls worked out really well tonight. The guys were really confident in them, and as we played more, we got better, and they brought the scheme to life a little bit. So. It was a good night for us on defense, a really good night. Yeah, except for the start, we couldn't tackle anybody. It was terrible right off the bat.
You had said that you wanted Drew to play a lot this preseason. What are you hoping to see beyond what he showed tonight?
I want him to be ready to start games. I want him to be ready to play football games and win championship games for us. And so he needs to play to do that. He sat around all last year. So this formula of him getting 3 quarters it's just great for him just to be out there playing football. And so he's going to play a lot.
You've
probably can't tell through this film, but did you notice run fits being such an emphasis? Did you notice any difference or improvement?
We were better, yeah. And we hit a couple pressures, and then the balls just popped into the secondary on us. We made a couple errors where that happened. But once we got going, we were really clean. I thought that Patrick O'Connell made a bunch of plays tonight. Devin Bush made some real nice tackles, too. The backers did a good job for us.
Did you notice Kirby being a little extra amped up versus?
Yeah, he was out there banging away. He had a couple good plays on perimeter plays. He was captain tonight in this game, just because. And he got back to playing football. I mean, it's just heartwarming to see this story, because if you ever would have seen how hard he had to work to get back and how much he overcame, so few people do what he did, and he just never, ever wavered that he was going to get back. And he's playing. He's the captain in his first game back, and he was out there making tackles, and kicking game too. So he did a great job tonight.
Bobo was not the fastest receiver, but he seems to get open a lot. How does
What do you mean? So okay, ask me a question there.
how does Bobo get open consistently?
He's really good. He's a good player. He just continues to find ways. Really creative and athletic. I mean, look at the great play made on the punt team. It was that was a perfect play there. So he's doing good stuff.
Pete, what happened with Eskridge there on the kickoff, and what's his status for you?
He twisted his knee. It's a cartilage thing. We don't know how bad it is yet. He's not. He's getting around on it, so it's not horrible. It's not. It wasn't catastrophic, but we got to figure out how severe it is.
Why didn't Cody Thompson play?
He came up with yesterday in practice. He felt his groin was tight, and we just felt like let's hold him out. And it wasn't clear that he could go out there and take off and play through the night. So we just said let's rest him. We really wanted him to play tonight, but he couldn't do it.
Zach Charbonnet had a couple physical runs. Seemed to get
Zach
fired
looked
up.
good, didn't he?
You like that style?
Yeah, he looked really physical. Our guys on the sidelines were going crazy for him. He has had a great start with us in looking at him in our off-season work, and then in camp already. It's not a surprise at all. We just needed to see him go do it, and he was knocking heads out there. He was really tough.
And Cameron Young didn't play? What's going on with him?
He has a calf strain. He got it a couple days ago.
It seems like Derek Hall's kind of made some strides the last few days for you guys. He had
No doubt.
the hit that drew the penalty, but to get the
Yeah,
quarterback there.
did you see the extra little? Did he do the extra little at the end? He did. Yeah. Okay, that's just an error.
But
Yeah, he's doing really well, and when give him the month that we need right here, he's going to be in the midst of in rotations, I think, because he's just too physical, runs too fast, got a great head on his shoulders about playing defensive football, and we really like the heck out of him. So it's just a matter of time, just honing his game down, and so. I don't, and special teams as well. He's going to have a big factor on special teams. He's got one of the really, really good attitudes about playing defense now. You love his heart and what he wants to do and how he wants to play it. And he's really one of the fellas.
Your team's played with high energy, and so how important was it for the rookies to continue today to come with that high energy?
It's really important. I mean, it just makes my heart soar, man. To see them go out there and have that much fun playing, and see the finish come to them, and we got the opportunity to finish a game, and they find their way to it. We're playing good defense. We're playing good offense. We're killing the clock. We're doing all the right stuff. And the guys on the sidelines were going crazy for him. That's what I hope they would feel. I mean, if I could tell you what I hope this game could be like, that was the game. I don't care how we start. I want to see what would happen when we finish. And we finished with all of the fun and juice. I mean, I know, like Okada said, he couldn't believe how much fun football was for him, on this night. And we talked, go a little farther. We dedicate this first game to the young guys, and we make a big deal about that in the meetings and during the week. And, veteran guys talked to them and told them about their first game and, gave them a little bit of advice. And we just had fun, made them stand up, and we're talking to them, all the rooks and all, because we wanted to make it memorable. They ain't forgetting this first game. They'll know this first game forever. And that's all I could ask for.
Anything else? Thank you.
See it.
here. What's going on, everybody?
How you doing?
Glad to be here.
How'd that feel? First game in almost a year.
First game here as a Seahawk in my career. Never walked out there in a Seahawk uniform and played a snap. Had a blast. 12s were definitely in effect. Silent cadence in a preseason game is hard to get done from any stadium, so that was awesome. But overall, it felt great. It just to be playing football again. Gosh, you know, it's weird when you go a whole year without taking a snap. And you know, props to G for doing that last year and rallying this team and getting us to the playoffs. And but man, it felt good to finally be back out there.
Pete Carroll touched on that a little bit. Just how valuable are these preseason games for you because you went that whole year without playing?
Extremely valuable. You know, it's the first time in my career without taking a snap in a season. It was interesting going back out there, feeling the flow of a game again, being the one in charge. Practice, we do a great job of practice trying to simulate a game, but you know, nothing's compared to when you really step out there, moving the ball, trying to put points up. Man, I'll take every rep I can get. It was really, really fun tonight.
Was it? Can you kind of walk us through the touchdown pass to Winston? I mean, it was a little bit of a tight window there to fire that through and get the score under your belt.
Yeah. You know, they gave us a look for us to be able to check something at the line, and I gave it to E, and he relayed it back, knew he had it, and just played off one of the safeties and took the shot. Fit it into a tight little window. He did a great job of showing late hands, fighting through contact. We'll give that touchdown to him. He ended up making that one happen.
You got the touchdown to Bobo. He had the big mock game, now this. What have you seen at him throughout this process?
Yeah, shoot, a lot. He's been a fan favorite in the locker room for sure. More Bobo is the thing that we like to say in the locker room. Give Bobo the ball. Does everything right, man. He works really, really hard. I know when you throw a rookie out there and you get 0 MEs and practices, and you know, I'm not saying he's going to do 0 the whole time, but he does the right thing. He's in the right spots. He knows his job and knows his assignment, and that's really all you can ask for him because, you know, his physical ability to take care of everything else.
Have you been impressed with where Olu's at for a rookie at that spot?
Yes. Taking a lot of reps with him in camp and the mock game here and even tonight. Great presence about him up there, calling everything out, controlling the O-line, getting everybody set. And, you know, I've been extremely impressed with him. I think we have a really cool relationship with how many reps we've ended up being able to get with each other. And the sky's the limit for that guy. I think he can be a really good player.
What do you think of Holton's touchdown?
Big Ahlers. He's so much fun to be around. I was very, very excited for him. Those are the moments that, like, I mean, it's weird to say, being 5th year in this now, preseason games are really fun because you get to see guys go out there and make plays that, you know, I mean, Holton was an undrafted guy. He got to go out there and he threw an NFL touchdown. And just seeing the smile on his face in the locker room, being able to give him a hug and stuff, it's really cool to see those moments, and preseason is great for that.
It looks just like how you guys draw it up.
Just how we drew it up. Just how we drew it up. We definitely want him to be getting hit, chucking up a 9-ball, and making a play. That's what we designed, for sure.
Drew, why'd you sign back?
A plethora of reasons. One, Coach Carroll has been fantastic to me since I've been here. The way he runs this program and this organization, it's fun. You want to come to work. You want to get better. You want to be there with your brothers in the locker room. And I think in an environment like that, you know, I just don't think every place has it. And this place was special to me. Shane Waldron has done a fantastic job in my eyes through watching it last season with the way he called plays for G and the system that we run. I feel comfortable in it. And it's just a really great place. It's a really great place. I believe in the guys on this team. I believe in our defense. I believe in our offense. I believe when we put both sides of the ball and special teams in there, this can be a really, really good team, and I want to be a part of something special, and this place is.
Anything else? What do you thought of Jackson Smith-Njigba in camp and then tonight as well?
He's going to be a great player. He's going to be a great player. I am extremely impressed with just, this is going to sound weird, but just the way he's able to move. The way he runs his routes, they're crisp, they're defined. He knows how to get open. When you give him the ball, too, he's going to catch it. He is sure-handed, and I've been really, really impressed with him. There's guys that, walk out on the practice field day one, and your eyes kind of open when they go do their first route or run their first play, and he was one of those guys for me. And like I said about Olu, I think the sky's the limit for him as well.
What have you learned about yourself this last year? Not, as you said, not playing for the first time ever.
Yeah. One, I think the biggest thing for me is just the mental prep that it takes throughout the week. It's different. Once you get to week 6, week 7, you're still haven't stepped on the field, taking scout reps, finding ways throughout the week to just be able to be ready, whether that's staying back with carry and doing extra work, whatever it may be. I feel like one thing I've really learned over the last year is just truthfully how to be ready, because I felt like I was ready to go into every single one of those games. And I think the really cool part of it, too, was, you're never disappointed when the Seahawks are winning games, Geno's staying healthy, but, man, just the want and the desire to get out there on that field, it was very apparent to me standing on the sideline last year. But that's not my job. I'm the second string here, and my job is to help G get to where he wants to be and this team get to where he wants to be, and that's my goal, and that's what I'm going to do this year for this team.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, Drew.
How do you feel out there? First game action, obviously, for all you guys this year.
Yeah, it was fun. Obviously, the preseason is one of those things where, it doesn't count, so you kind of just go all out and just take a chance.
The run fits, run defense have been such an emphasis. How'd that go tonight?
It went well. Still some things to clean up. They had a couple good runs on us. We had some poor tackling early on, but, it's always going to be stuff to clean up. It's early in camp still. It's first preseason game. We got 2 more to go, so you got a long time, and a good amount of time to clean that up.
Overall, besides the tackling issue, did you feel as though guys were in the right place?
Yeah, for sure. Dudes are doing their thing out there. We had a mixture of guys like myself, veteran guys, and 2-year players, and 1-year player, and 3-year players. So he was getting a variety of different, experience out there on the field.
Devin, your hit on the kickoff return there, how good did that one kind of feel? Did you have to do much of that in Pittsburgh prior?
No, it was my first kickoff ever in the NFL, so I'm glad it went that way. And, it was fun, man. I like that.
Just now you've been with the team a few months. Just how do you feel like you're fitting in this defense?
Good. Yeah, it's my job, my responsibility, to carve out a role for myself. And I think every day is that's the plan ahead. And every day is just to get better and, to make this team better. And I think we have a real good shot at winning the Super Bowl this year.
What's Bobby Wagner been teaching you?
Just the way he is. I mean, I think he's one of those guys you just kind of sit back and watch, and you just watch how he works. He's one of the first ones in the building. His prep is everything. The way he gets ready for practice, the way he gets ready for meetings, the way he gets ready for games. And you can just tell that he's one of those guys. He's a do-it-right guy. And, he always has football on his mind.
What do you see with this team that makes you feel like you guys can win a Super Bowl?
First of all, the division's wide open. I feel like we're the powerhouse in this division. I mean, it's ours to lose. And I think as well, I think just the roster alone, just the mixture of young guys and veteran guys is almost like the perfect match. They had a bunch of rookies play last year. That's going to be the second year this year with, the 2 tackles and Tyreek. And, just mixing that all together with veteran guys and new guys like J-Ron Reed coming back and Bobby being here and Diggs. And, I think it's a real good mixture of young and old.
I feel like guys on this team have something to prove.
I wouldn't say prove, but I definitely think we have something to hold up to, as in the standard. I mean, you see how the Seahawks and Pete Carroll explains this every day. Just the standard around here was just playing fast and physical and being smart.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
Been almost 2 years since you were out on that field, just had that feel running out the tunnel and being on that opening kickoff.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal. Like you said, it's almost exactly 2 years to the day. And it was definitely, it almost took me by surprise being out there on that kickoff. Everything felt faster than it used to. And definitely a little bit rusty, got some work to do, but it was just fun to play football again. Ben, just what has this 2 years been like for you? I mean, a lot of ups and downs, probably more of the latter than anything, just kind of working through it to get back to this point. Yeah, I mean, it was just taking it one day at a time. You're definitely right. There was a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and there was definitely some downs that felt like that might be it, and I wouldn't be playing ball again. And I definitely had those thoughts a lot of times, but it was just surrounding myself with the right group of people to support me and just chipping away day by day, and all of a sudden you wake up and you're back playing ball again.
Now that you are playing ball, I mean, how encouraging are you for whatever the next step is?
Yeah, I mean, today was just a small step, and I think there's a ton to work on. I felt rusty out there. I definitely gotta get back to work and clean some stuff up, but it was a start, and I was able to play in an NFL game and came out the other side and clean and healthy, and to be able to say that after all the work it took to get here is a big win in of itself. But it's just step one, and I got to keep improving and hopefully go out and have a better game next week.
What do you mean to be captain? Go out and do a coin flip?
Yeah, that was pretty special. Obviously, I haven't done anything like that since I was in college, so I had to make sure I checked with Pete, and me and Tyler went out there and make sure we didn't screw it up and say something wrong and not do what we want to do. But it was a special gesture from Pete, and it definitely meant a lot to me to get to go out there and do that.
Do you have to do anything differently now? Training, rehab, post-practice, post-game that you didn't have to do before this?
Oh yeah, I mean, just with the extent of the injury I had, there's always going to be stuff I have to deal with. So I definitely have to, spend extra time taping, rehab, and things like that. Just make sure I stay on top of everything, and that'll probably just be the nature of my career for as long as I play football. And that's just, the nature of the beast. You play this game, you have an injury like that. There's always going to be things that that'll bother you down the road, and so we just got to stay on top of stuff and keep grinding. But like I said, I was able to go play a football game today and go play another next week and just keep stacking them. At what point in the process did you think, okay, I know I can get back from this? I mean, I think there was never a time I didn't think I would do it. There was just hard times, but from the moment I was hurt, I mean, I was in the ambulance leaving Lumen. There was never a thought that I wasn't going to be back here doing this. And that was kind of the through line throughout this entire process, was I was going to be back playing football, and I knew I wanted to do everything I could to make sure it was not only just playing football here with the Seahawks. Unfortunately, we were able to, stay in contact with Pete and everybody throughout this whole process. And, I was training out in Chicago with Nick Ballore this offseason. And we just reached a point where I was like, all right, let's tell them we're ready to come in and work out. And, that we told them, and they let me come in, and we worked out, and here we are.
Why Chicago?
It's just where our trainer's based at. Work with a guy named Bobby Tomasis, who was, probably one of the biggest driving forces in me getting back on the field. I linked up with him through Nick. Nick's worked with him for almost a decade now. And so I started working with him in the end of last year, and went out there and spent the summer in Chicago with him and Nick working. And it was kind of, not only just because you want to be in person with the trainer, but also it was good to have Nick as a kind of a pair of eyes who's, he's played with me, he's seen me, and to kind of have him be able to be almost an impartial person to be able to say, hey, you look good, this needs work, this isn't ready. And it kind of reached a point where Nick was saying, hey, man, like, you look like the guy I used to play with, you should go in and work out. And so that was kind of the whole thought process.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.
Can you take us through the hit?
Yeah, I just really was seeing it from like the post safety aspect, and then just playing fast and being physical. So
How comfortable are you feeling in that role?
extremely comfortable. It's not my first time playing safety. I played safety my freshman year, college, and obviously they have the respect for me, allowing me to play safety. So I'm getting comfortable for sure.
What's different? I mean, more back responsibility, more overarching responsibility. What's different than nickel?
the biggest thing I would say is like the space. Just coming down, making a tackle. If you, God forbid, you miss that tackle, the whole world sees it. And then still having the run gaps, learning the deep half, playing quarters, things like that. Just, I'm still learning.
You have to mix it up, be physical, a lot playing nickel as well. There's a third down run where you're getting in on the run stuff.
Yeah.
Just for a guy who's maybe not the biggest player, how much pride do you take in being physical like that?
I take extremely pride in that. As a man, you definitely want to be physical. And, that's what the positions that I play, you definitely want to be physical, make plays, make tackling. A DB that can tackle is valuable for sure.
At what point did they approach you about the safety switch?
The day I got back from, when we had to report back, K. Scott had mentioned it. So I would say probably June 27th, I believe. So, I'm still learning as we go.
It is the key to just kind of play fast. If you make some mistakes, you make it, but like you can correct that. Just kind of see how things go and play with what you know at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely made some mistakes out there, things that I know. But like you said, just play fast. That substitute a lot of mistakes, but just go out there and make the plays that come to you.
In that position, how do you balance playing fast and the mental aspect of that, reading in and not overreacting?
Right. Now, the biggest thing for me, like I said, play fast. That's how you actually make a lot of plays. You don't want to be, reserved and play laid back, but you just definitely want to get to the ball and make the plays.
Anything else?
Thanks,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That ball the whole time since
Yeah, first one. It's my first one.
Just take us through that play. It looks like Drew had to thread it into a pretty tight window there, a lot of contacts. What was that play like?
Well, I think that was just a culmination practice, obviously. We practiced that play a lot, and Drew saw a look that he liked and gave me a look, so I kind of knew what I was doing when the ball was hiked, and he fit into a tight window. As three guys surrounded me, I just had to make sure I secured it going down, but it was a great feeling knowing that, we completed that.
What's the plan with the football?
I'm giving this to my mom. This is this is my first touchdown in NFL. It's my 4th year. So this is a big moment for me, and she sacrificed a lot for me to get here, so I think it's only right that I give it to her.
Does she know that already? Did you already tell her?
No, she doesn't. But, yeah, I'm going to call her when I leave, and she's going to be happy for sure.
You've been here a while now. How comfortable do you feel with this team, the surroundings, and the opportunity you have here doing some return stuff and everything they're asking of you?
I feel very comfortable. Been here since last. It just feels like home. Obviously, I'm a Coug, so I've been in Seattle a bunch of times. Never thought I'd be here, but I am now, and it's been great ever since I stepped foot into the facility. And it's like I said, it's been great, and I just want to keep it going, just put my best foot forward.
Like back there on punt and kick return, just how important are those roles for you as you try to make your case to make this team?
Anything I can do, to be honest, to stick around. That's what I'm willing to do. My calling card was punt return, but I know I can play receiver, kick return, wherever they need me. I just want to put my best foot forward, like I said, every time I step foot out there, for the betterment of the team.
All right, anything else? Thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.